Hi guys, it's EV Cam, maybe. So it's been ages since my last video. I was one of the first people to be able to test drive the all-wheel drive before the official release date in Australia on real Australian roads. I didn't get an invite down to the Adelaide track with the Electric Viking and Tesla Tom and all those lucky buggers. But ZEEKR Springwood, Maddie and Danny and the guys, can't speak highly enough of them. Outstanding. They actually gave me that test drive about a week prior to the actual release date. So I was very, very lucky. And then a week later, they, of course, gave me a test drive on real Australian roads in Brisbane of the long range. Way back in August, I put the deposit down, and I think I did those test drives in sort of late September, early October. I forget now, but it's been ages since videos. I apologise, but because I haven't got my car yet, so I finally got the long range in the forest green. They couldn't get it for me in the white, and that's okay. They could, but I'd have to wait extra time. For some reason, white is not that popular these days. You can read into that maybe a little bit further, but anyway, yeah. So it's interesting. I really am falling in love with the forest green every day, each day that I see it. It's just fantastic. A quick shout out to Angle Auto. There were the guys from ZEEKR Springwood in the finance team. So Amos, Leon and Ethan were fantastic, and they got me in touch with a really good finance company. I'm not hugely financial, guys. I had to get a car loan to afford this car, which just, that's the way it is. And I was looking at a few different companies, but the guys at ZEEKR Springwood highly recommended Angle Auto. No kickback, no advertise. I don't get any money, but you guys do your own research. But I'm just giving you my 10 cents. Really good. And they gave a couple of percentage points off the interest to encourage EV drivers and EV owners. So I thought that was really good. Interestingly, when I got my EV RFID card, so as in EVIE, that RFID card, Angle Auto then sent me an email saying, hey, we're going to give you $1,000 credit to attach to that card. So I now have $1,000 to use over 12 months worth of EV charging. So good on you, Angle Auto Finance. But if you're dealing with ZEEKR Springwood, which I highly recommend, have a chat to Amos, Leon or Ethan about that, and they can give you the information. Today's video is about what's wrong with the ZEEKR 7X. I've only owned it for a week, and I really am clutching at straws, guys. There's not a huge amount wrong with it. But anyway, have a suss. This time I've had a few requests to leave my comments open, so I'll be leaving my comments open. And, you know, enjoy the video, and hopefully you learn something. Cheers, guys. And here we are in the ZEEKR 7X long range, finally. Only took 6 months. Yeah, so I was amongst the first 1,000 or less than 1,000 to order. And yes, 6 months later. There was a bit of a screw up with the ordering, so I did like a white car. Nothing racist, I've just always had white cars. I think it's better to reflect heat and easier to see on the road, but that's probably me just being overcautious. Anyway, if I wanted the white car with the black grey interior, I would have, in the long range, I would have had to have waited another couple of months. I sold my car, so I was sort of carless from December. So as a result, I was sort of getting a bit more antsy to get one. Look, the second closest colour was forest green, and babe, if you want to pan around the front there and see the forest green.
I don't know if the green shows very much.
Doesn't it? No, that's okay. But yeah, so loving it. Really good. You want to show the back there, babe? I love the black and grey interior. So glad I got that. And Chris and the boys from Gold Coast Ceramic Coating Gold Coast Polishing. I have to confirm that name for you. Did a great job.
Gold Coast Ceramics and Polishing.
Is it? Okay, thank you. Yeah, Chris and the boys there did a great job, not only doing a tint but also a ceramic coat for me. And he gave me some great information and advice for others, and also might be a couple of special deals coming up for people that are getting a ZEEKR 7X that live around the Gold Coast, Brisbane area, if you want to see Chris, but I'll confirm that and talk to you guys about that later in the video. As you know, don't subscribe with EV Cam. It's really just info for the guys out there that are thinking of getting a 7X or currently own a 7X or is on the long wait for a 7X. As you know, I try to put videos up that I haven't seen many of, so I think we did a video, babe, of the infotainment walkthrough, because at that time I hadn't seen anybody else do a video on YouTube of the infotainment walkthrough. I also did a video on the rear underfloor cargo section and talked about measurements, and that was to see if you could fit a space saver tyre. Huge shout out to Nelly, who, if you're on some of the Facebook groups, you'll know exactly who Nelly is. He's an absolute legend. And Nelly's working on a way to put a space saver tyre into the rear sub floor area there to see if you can fit it in. So he's working on a fix for that. Let's just see what happens with that. But a huge shout out to Nelly. He's fantastic. I'll be ordering a spare tyre myself through him. And the guy puts up some amazing videos, so I can't speak highly enough of Nelly. So good on you, Nell, champion. So why was I mentioning Nelly? Anyway,
the space saver tyre, wasn't it?
Yeah, and well, that was the video that I put out. So trying to put videos out that I haven't seen many videos of. So today's video is about what is wrong with the ZEEKR 7X, because all these videos are gushing and they're fantastic, and the ZEEKR 7X is the best thing in the world. And look, I've got to be honest, I've owned it for a week and I am very, very happy, very, very impressed. So I'm sort of clutching at straws to think of things that are bad about the ZEEKR 7X long range specifically. But anyway, so I just wanted to put a video out there to let you guys know about some of the minor issues that I've had with it so far, just as something different. If you want to see videos and how great it is, punch it in. There's a million of them on YouTube about how fantastic it is, but I just thought I'd be a bit different because it's something that I'd want to watch myself. So first thing, I'm an old, blind, white male. And as a result, you know, my eyesight's not great. So I've talked about before, the heads-up display does not work well with polarized lenses, and that's cool, I can live with that. But I'd love in an over-the-air update to increase the font size. I'm struggling a little bit with the font size on this screen and on the larger screen there. I know, again, like a mobile phone, you can change the font. So I've got it on granny old person font because I'm a granny old person visually. Yes, I look like that, but also my vision. So I do struggle a bit with the font. Another issue, the shockies. In the all-wheel drive, the shock absorbers, damping, all of those systems are outstanding. I just can't fault them. Long range, you do feel the bumps and lumps, and you do feel them quite heavily. Babe, compared to your RAV4, for example, you know, your RAV4 absorbs, in New Zealand you call them judder bars, yes. I believe, is that right? In Australia, speed humps, you feel them. It's quite a jolt. I was expecting a little bit of a smoother, better shock absorption system. And yeah, I'm just trying to think, on those test drive videos that I released, yeah, I didn't really go over many speed humps. But so that's a little bit, not bad, but just something to bear in mind. It is quite a jolting bump. It doesn't absorb things that well. mind you, I've been doing my long distance driving to the northern rivers of New South Wales, few bumpy, lumpy coarse chip roads. That's fine, it does well there, but just sort of, you know, really coarse bumps or speed humps, it is quite a jolt. The passenger seat, I don't reckon that goes far enough back. I know you said you're fine, but for me, I know they're trying to give you as much space in the back seat as possible, and good on them. But for me, I would have liked the rear seat to go back a bit further. But you're okay with
the passenger seat?
Sorry, the passenger seat, yeah.
It's fine for me, I'm sure.
Yeah. Sensory mode, I would love a video alert to be sent to your phone app. Again, nothing major, guys. I'm clutching at straws today. I'm sitting here telling you what's wrong. There's not that much wrong, but I would love, like Tesla, to be sent a video from sensory mode. So if you're at the shops and you see someone trying to break in or do something stupid, you can sort of go out and react. You're not getting anything on the phone app, but I'm sure an over-the-air update will happen shortly. Another issue, piano black. I've never been a fan of piano black in the VW T-Cross. As you remember, babe, there was a lot of piano black, and it was a pain in the bum to keep clean. But again, nothing.
Piano black, like what do you mean?
So this stuff around here and the touch points here,
okay.
And see your touch points there. Piano black is extremely shiny and glossy, and it looks awesome, but it's a mongrel to keep clean. There's Bo, our dog. Hi, Bobo. Anyway, I'm sure he's very concerned about it. So what's else? Not much else really. Oh, the Apple Watch. That'd be cool if the Apple Watch could open the car, because I go for runs and I don't like to run with my mobile phone in my pocket, and that fob, it's a bit silly because it doesn't have a key chain. The guys at ZEEKR Springwood, who I can't speak highly enough of, Maddie and Danny, but Maddie in particular, said that he was going to get me one of those key fob holders with a little ring on it. That'd be great. But in the meantime, yeah, I know in China, I believe in China, the guys over there can have the ZEEKR app on their Apple Watch.
Your picture shows the colour nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so that'd be great, but again, nothing too major. What else did I have? The extras I got, well, I'll show you the extras in a little while when I pull up. I suppose the final sort of controversial thing to talk about, and this is not controversial now, but this is me being me, and I know that others have advised against this, but for me, I'm not going to get a screen protector or screen protectors. So for this front screen and for the central screen, I know a lot of you will gasp in horror, and some of you may fall off your chair, and that's okay. If you do have any heart issues, you know, call 000 immediately. But yeah, look, I'm not going to get one. I've had touch screens before. I don't scratch them. I don't have rings. I don't have fingernails. I just don't see. I know with a mobile phone, yeah, I drop it and scratch it. Yep, fine, mobile phone. Because someone said to me, well, you protect your mobile phone. Yeah, of course, because it gets dropped and dinged. But this is stationary, man. I can't see myself scratching the hell out. What do you think, babe? You wear rings occasionally.
I don't think you need it.
No. What if you're in the Gold Coast, but and you've got like $10,000 rocks on your spray tanned fingers? Anyway, so I'm not going to get screen protectors. I think that, you know, it's pretty strong. The glass feels quite strong on it. So yeah, I'm not going to bother about it, but this could be karma waiting to bite me in the bum. So I've said all of this bravely, and then, you know, you'll see me on one of the 7X Facebook groups start whinging that I scratched or broke or smashed my screen stupidly. And if that happens, well, that's my bad. But anyway, that's just my 10 cents. As I said, all the videos are gushing about it. This is fantastic. I'm only really nitpicking at some of those things. And I might do a video on the music shortly and a little video walk around and some of the extras. But yeah, apart from that, guys, race out and get one. As Molly Meldrum would say, do yourself a favour.